Hey folks, this is my live daily quarantine workout starting a little bit early today. So I'll tell you what we've got on the docket today. It's going to be all about upper body pull, so prioritizing some rows. Going to be doing some bent over rows at the top of the sort of routine. And then we'll get into a little bit of accessory work, focusing on each of the other movement patterns. Going to do some hinge stuff. Going to do some upper body push and a little bit of hip accessory work as well. Since we hit the squats yesterday, we'll give the squats a rest. But before I start, I always do a little bit of core bracing, so a couple of core exercises there. We're going to spice those up a little bit today and introduce a little bit of a cardio element as well. Try to make the workout as efficient as possible. Let me show you what equipment I've got, and hopefully you have something similar that you can use. All I'm using today, I've got my mat here, of course. And then I've got for my weight, I have a 10-pound ball. So if you don't have anything heavier than 10 pounds, that's just fine. I'm going to show you how to get creative with that small amount of weight there. But if you have dumbbells, kettlebells, you want to go up or down, whatever, it's all good. And then I got a resistance band that's about a 1/2 inch in width there. Not the easiest band, but not the hardest either. A little bit of tension on that one. Okay, so if you have something similar, you can totally configure everything that I'm going to show you today. Okay, so core bracing, that's how we're going to start. A couple of things here. One of them is going to be ankle touches, and the other one's going to be Russian twists. So we're going to do 2 sets of 20 reps of each, basically, because they each involve turning to one side or reaching with one side. So it'll be 10 and 10, 10 per side, but you can count to 20. And we'll do those as 2 circuits back to back. I'm going to show you what they are first. The Russian twist, you can do this, basically you're going to be sort of sitting back almost on your tailbone there. You can do this with heels up in the air, or if it's your first time, I recommend heels down. You're going to keep the core nice and tight. I'm going to grab my weight here and I'm going to twist side to side, so my shoulders will actually be pointing, my chest will actually be pointing in the direction that I'm twisting. It's not just a reach with the arms, it's a full torso twist. Alright, and if my feet are up in the air, I'm trying to keep my legs from moving too much. Of course, they are going to move somewhat, that's inevitable. But if your feet are down on the ground, it will make that a little bit easier. Okay, so that'll be 20 there for the Russian twist. Let's say you don't have a weight, just use your fists like that. That's your weight. That's all it's going to be. Okay, the other one we're pairing up with that, going to be the ankle touches. So you're going to lie flat on your back, stick your feet up in the air, your legs up in the air, excuse me. I like to point my toes. Get this nice and tight in here. We want to be at a 90 if you can. Then you got your hands up by your face, and you're going to crunch and reach to the outside of that opposite ankle, going back down every time, like so, for 20 or 10 per side. Okay, a little bit of water before we start. It's going to be fairly fast paced today. So, going to get your weight. I'll show you from the front here. We're going to hit those Russian twists first, heels up or down as you desire. Okay, I'm going to do mine with heels up, all right? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now on the back for those for those ankle touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, one more time on the Russian twist. If you tried heels down the first time and it was pretty easy, elevate the heels a little bit this time. Make it a little tougher for yourself. But if it was tough enough, just stick where you are. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more time on the ankle touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, now that our core is nice and activated, take a little breather, and then we'll get into the main body of the workout here. So how this works is it's going to consist of 4 exercises. It's going to be basically full body. We'll start with some rows, because it is upper body pull day, day 2 of 6. We're going to do 10 reps of each exercise. Those 4 exercises we're going to treat as a circuit. Not going to take too much time to rest in between, but we will rest after the whole group, and then we'll do 2 more sets of those 4 exercises, like so. And then at the end, I got a little finisher for you today as well. Okay, so we'll go kind of slow the first time here as I describe how to get set up and what exactly we're doing. So these bent over rows, I'm going to do them with a band, which is a little bit more of a complicated setup. But if you just have dumbbells, it's going to be super easy, and I'll show you how. But if you have the band, I'm going to step on the band here on both sides of the band, and then I'm going to grip the band like handles, like so. All right, I keep my knees nice and soft. My stance, if I have a band, is going to be dependent on how tense I want to make that band. See, if I step out there, that band's going to be a little tenser and harder to row. Okay, I'm going to come in just a little bit from there. On the other hand, if you're just using dumbbells, it's a fairly narrow stance, like just inside shoulder width, I would say. I'll show you from this angle here. So I want to be bent over. If I can get to a 90, that's awesome, as long as my spine is neutral and I'm taking a big bracing breath, 360 degrees into the core. Core is nice and tight. From here, the idea is I'm rowing like so. So I'm pulling those elbows back. The elbows are keeping nice and close to my side. It's kind of like I'm squeezing the elbows into the side. Little squeeze at the top, just like that. So that one's going to be for 10. Okay, I'll show you from this angle too. All right, so we're going from 10 here. Big bracing breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's it, nice and simple. The second one, which is our hinge exercise for the day, is going to be a one-legged Romanian deadlift. It is kind of a balance challenge, this exercise, and I've noticed that with much less walking around that's happening today, my balance has kind of gone out the window. So I'm going to take this opportunity to work on that. So we're going to do this exercise without weight. If you want to add a dumbbell in your hand, that's totally fine. Basically how this works is, so the Romanian deadlift, the classic Romanian deadlift, you have nice soft knees, and you're basically pushing your butt back, keeping the spine neutral, and you're hinging up. You might have a barbell or dumbbells in your hands or whatever. But for the one leg, you're obviously going to put your weight on one leg. You're going to keep that knee nice and soft. You're going to keep your core tight, spine neutral, your shoulders back, and this other leg is going to sweep back like so. It's going to pull me back. That's the idea there. Like I said, it's a balance challenge, so it's a counterbalance, okay? So that heel stays nice and straight. And just imagine, maybe you have a weight in this hand here, so that arm goes straight towards the ground, like so. With that supporting leg, I'm pushing down with that big toe. Okay, that's the idea there. We're going to go for 10. You're going to try not to twist in the trunk. You're going to try not to have this foot come turning out, because that, as you can see, opens the hip, and then your balance goes, right? You're going to shift in your lower back. You want that lower back nice and flat, like a tabletop there, okay? 1, 2, core tight. 3, 4, 5. See, my hand's not reaching forward, right? 6, it's going straight up and down, as if it had a weight in it, or let's say a bar. The bar path would be straight up and down. Really clamping down with that big toe on that supporting leg. Reason being, if I'm not pushing down with the big toe, I'm liable to have my ankle externally rotate. It's super common if you're not concentrating on that. And what does that do? Also throws you off balance. So I'm going to switch legs here. Everybody's got a leg that is slightly less dominant. This is the tougher side for me. So if you find a big difference between one side and the other, don't worry, it's all normal, okay? Core nice and tight. You want to make sure you're not bending at the back. You're pushing the butt back, all right? It all starts with the hips with any kind of hinge. It's 1, 2, really clamping down with those toes. 3, a little adjustment. 4, 5, you might feel this in the hamstring for sure. 6, if you're adding weight, you're definitely going to get a hamstring workout. 8, a couple more. Drawing that foot straight back. You don't want to let that heel twist. It's It's that counterbalance that pulls you back. That's 10. Okay, so a little bit of a tricky one. Good work there. Next one, we got some, it's gonna be like our upper body push for the day, but it's actually gonna be more geared towards accessory work. I'm gonna do a little tricep work here. Okay, so I'm gonna do overhead tricep extensions. I'm gonna do this in a tall kneel, so I'm in the frame. You can totally do this standing up or even sitting on a chair with no back, something like that. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm in my tall kneel, I got my core tight, I got my hips locked out, I got my spine nice and neutral. I've got the weight going right behind my head. My elbows are pointing as forward as possible, and from here, I'm just extending overhead. So I'm just having those forearms move. The elbow is the hinge on which that movement happens. Okay, and it's all triceps. We're really isolating on this one. Make sure that you're not leaning back, you're not letting your rib cage flare. So we got 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. And the fourth exercise is going to be comparatively nice and gentle. We're just going to do some sideline single leg abduction, which is a lot of words for relatively simple exercise. So you're lying on your side, you can cushion your head with your hand if you like. I kind of like to do something like that. And basically this arm is just chilling. Okay, from here, I'm going to have my toes nice and pointed. I'm basically a straight line from my head to my heels, and I'm just abducting, just raising that leg up, just like so. A little bit of hip work. So it'll be 10, I'll flip over, do 10 on the other side. All right, we'll keep this first set nice and easy. You can, of course, incorporate ankle weights or a band if you want to make this tougher. 1, 2, just trying to isolate that movement. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to flip over this way so you can still see what I'm doing. Alright. From here, once again, pointing those toes, nice tight core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that's the 4 exercises. We'll take a little breather and then hit set number 2. So we got our bent over row, we got our one leg Romanian deadlift, we got our overhead tricep extensions, and then we got that side lying abduction. So those are the 4. It's going to be 10, 10, 10, 10. A little less explanation this time. I'll still do a few cues here and there, mostly to remind myself what to do. But yeah, we'll keep it snappy and keep that cardio up, okay? All right. Let's hit those banded rows. I'm going to widen my stance a little bit for a little added tension here. Get hinged over. Nice big breath, bracing that spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, take your time getting set up on this one. Gonna draw that leg back like a counterweight. 1, keep those shoulders square and back. 2, 3, 4. The faster we go, the harder it's gonna be, of course. 5. We do want to make it challenging since we got no weight in the hand. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You should feel like one of those, like, what are they, bird feeders or little water drinker things that go up and down. That's what you should feel like on this, okay? Really gonna clamp down with those toes. This is the tough side. All right, core tight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tough side for me. I mean, it might be easy side for you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's hit those tricep extensions. Elbows pointing as forward as possible. I'll show you from the side this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll get a sideline abduction in. This time I'm going to spice things up a bit. It will change the nature of the exercise somewhat. I'm going to take this thicker resistance band. If you have one, you can use one too. I'm just going to put it around my ankles. And then you can see I'm going to abduct up, but only about that far, because that's as far as the band lets me go. But it's basically the same exercise, the same muscles working. Okay? I like to do the bigger range of motion when I don't have a band, and then sort of take advantage of that, right? And work it to make it as efficient as possible. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flip over on the other side. Obviously this modification is pretty self-explanatory. You can just sort of see what I'm doing there, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Little breather. We got one more set, then we'll hit the finisher. Okay, one last time on those bent over rows, or low row, if you want to call it that. You'll often see people doing this with a barbell in the gym, maybe holding it like that, however. But at home, I don't have a barbell, I don't have squat racks, so gotta do what I can. All right, core nice and tight. I'm gonna get that stance a little wide and get a little more tension on that band, squeezing those elbows back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. I'm a bit of a masochist, so this time I'm going to make something that's already difficult for me even more difficult by trying to hold on to this ball, which is going to be a weight in my hand. Yes, it might actually help with balance to have a weight in your hand, just so you know. Well, this one's particularly tough for this because there's no real way to grip it well. So you just got to squeeze the crap out of it. And that's hopefully going to help me with my grip strength. But if I drop that ball, well, I drop the ball, and I think I'll probably just keep going if I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, held on to it that time. See how it goes here. Okay, core tight. Gotta make sure you're not rounded. All right, reset. 1, 2. If you're wondering what you're lifting with, you are of course using the hamstring. You're using the hips, but you're driving through the heel. 4, 5. You're activating the posterior chain, just like you were bending over and picking something up from the ground. 7. You ever heard lift with the legs, not with your back? That's what we're talking about. Ooh, that ball's gonna fall. One more. So annoying. We'll call that 9.5. All right, overhead tricep extensions. Last one here. Elbows pointing forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And last one on the hip abduction. I'm going to switch back to the full leg. Just feels like when you're getting that greater range of motion, feels like you're getting more out of it. Just more satisfying psychologically. All right. 1, 2. I kicked the couch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, last 10 here with the abductions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, little breather here before we get into the finisher. Finisher's going to be all about planks, just so you know. So a mat is definitely useful for this. Helps to cushion those elbows or the palms of the hands, depending on how we approach it. And I mean, also if you're working out on carpet, then you're probably good. Take a little bit of a breather. We're not going to need any other equipment. So how this is going to work is I'm going to start in a classic forearm plank, and then I'm going to call out things to do, like lift your left arm, lift your right leg, and then I'll tell you when to put it down as well. So we'll just be sort of going through different positions, and there will be a bit of a balance challenge, definitely a big core stability challenge here as well. We'll do like a warm-up round for about 30 seconds, then we'll take a rest, and then on the second round we'll really go for it, okay? So I call this crazy planks just because I'm very uncreative with exercise names. Okay, just gonna move this out so I'm not punching my TV. All right, so we're gonna start in that forearm plank. You wanna make sure your butt's not too high up in the air. You want your back to be nice and flat. You want your core to be tight, of course. And you don't want to be hanging out on your shoulders, so you want those shoulder blades protracted forward. If I was hanging out on my shoulders, it would look like this. My head would be drooping down, and I would be really pulling on my scapula, and that just wouldn't be healthy for the shoulder. So I want to be like this. Okay, so from here, you can widen out the feet a little bit. I recommend it for what we're going to be doing. All right, so let's raise that left arm. Keep it up. Left arm down. Raise the right arm. Everything's going to look like mirror image to you guys, but trust me, I am raising my right arm. Right arm down. Raise the left leg. Of course, we're trying to remain symmetrical as possible. Maybe that's not quite the word, but we're trying to remain stable when we're lifting our limbs and letting it not alter our position too much in terms of where our core is at. Let's lower that leg. Raise the right leg. Keep it up. Raise the left arm. Lower the right leg. Lower the left arm. And relax. All right, so that was warm-up round. I need to move this away from that couch as it is getting me. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna take a little break, about another 20 seconds. Then we're gonna hit that last round. Then we're gonna go for, I'm just sort of gonna approximate it, but it's gonna be at least a minute, okay? It's gonna be fun, don't worry, it's gonna be great. A little bit of a breather here, we'll just go in a few seconds. We are gonna start once again in forearm plank, or classic plank, whatever you wanna call it. All right, left leg up, keep it up, left leg down, right leg up, right leg down, left arm up, left arm down, right arm up, right arm down, right arm up, keep it up, left leg up, right arm down, left leg down, get tall. That means go up on your palms in a high plank or push-up position. Go down, up, down, up, stay up, right leg up, left arm out, left arm down, right leg down. Ooh, that's hard. Right arm out, left leg up, right arm down, left leg down. Let's go down to the classic plank. Right leg up, right leg down, left arm out, reaching across for a social distancing high five. Very good work. Thanks for sticking around. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe for more. If you checked it out on Instagram, thanks for tuning in so early. Now we are done. You can relax. It's time to foam roll, stretch it out, get your protein. I will be back tomorrow, so see you then. Take care.